Bro, what up? Wasn't that a crazy intro? Let's just start the show. How you doing? How you doing? So I can see you in the chat. Please don't come in the chat and promote goofs on YouTube, okay? If you want to promote a goof on YouTube, promote, you know. Okay, don't promote any goofs at all. But you can promote me. Oh, it's way better than a goof, but. I don't know if you can really tell, but I'm a boss from back there. Can you tell from back there that I'm a boss? All right. So here we have some veganese, or well, Hellman's vegan mayo right here. For all you non-bosses, you wouldn't understand what that is. You're still eating crap, dairy, and meat, and taking souls, thinking you're getting protein. You're a goof. All right, here we are. Pulling up the chat here. I think I'm going to share the video. I don't often share it right at the beginning. If you join the stream and you don't share it, then you're not a boss. If you join the stream and share it out, there's a high probability you're probably a boss or on your way to becoming one, okay? A lot of you just have no clue, which is fine. I don't expect a lot of people to actually have a mind of their own with the way the world works now. You're socially influenced by goobers and goofs every half hour now. You're running out of, well, you've never really truly had your own ideas. Are you a creator? Do you create? Tell me, what do you create? What do you make from scratch that wasn't there before? Oh, then you're not a creator. That's why you're here, bud. You're going to try and grab something, some kind of anything from this channel and proceed to do something on your own without influence from name a goofy channel on YouTube that shouldn't really be, right? There's a lot of them. The channels on YouTube that don't teach you how to build, how to grow, how to, art is a creation, right? Now, I'm not saying we need to have a bunch of writers and artists, like all of you should become a writer or an artist today, but, I mean, technically, if you started out writing, I hate to say it, but you might turn into something half decent later on in life, right? Nothing wrong with writers, it's just, can you build? Can you grow, right? These are the only things that matter. You need shelter, you need food, okay? If you can't do one of those two things, then you haven't succeeded as a human being on this planet to become something. You must learn how to grow or to build, right? Wasn't Jesus a carpenter, or was it? I don't follow the Bible, but it kind of says in there that the guy was a carpenter, right? He worked with wood. I mean, it's kind of just instilling something inside of you, right? It's people are always so quick to run to a lifestyle that you think generates money. Money isn't what this world, why you have a life. You can see evil. I'll give you an example of a job, a lifestyle, a farmer who farms cattle, livestock. These are living beings that are tortured, enslaved for an entirety. Then they're physically raped in cages and forced to give birth. While if it's not a female cow, the baby male cow is immediately taken from the mother because it doesn't have udders to give milk. Like, are you guys? The majority of you will never understand the evil that is in the egg industry, the cattle industry, any farming industry. The male chickens, from the minute they're born, are suffocated in garbage bags. It's disgusting because male baby chicks don't lay eggs. Okay? Now, think about this. Think about when the world stops, okay? When the power goes out and you're a farmer now. You've managed to find a chicken somewhere in a field and you've gated and penned it in. You're feeding it the crappiest, water and poorest nutritional value it can possibly have because it's in a pen, right? You're not going to wake up every morning and let that chicken out and go roam and peck for 14 hours till it gets full of whatever it needs to eat in the wild. Peanut butter bread, man. Make sure you hit that like button, homie. Get that like going, my man. Peanut butter bread, man. Let me tell you something. I think you're a decent person, okay? But never, ever again come in here talking about another channel, especially a corporate CIA-run influencer channel like Ginger Beast, okay? I like you, but don't do that ever again. You pissed me off this morning. You didn't piss me off. You kind of did, but I let it out on stream, right? But make sure, because that's your only warning, okay? If you want to be seen and heard on this channel, make sure you're talking about this channel or about vegan food. I don't want to hear about no fake goof channels on YouTube that hand out money so they can get more subscribers, okay? That is a scam, okay? And it actually physically says in YouTube's partner agreement that you can't use giveaways to lure in people. But yet here, Ginger Beast, is physically doing that exact thing. And it's been like this for over a year. They've had that in place. He's physically giving $10,000 away, supposedly, if you can. And it's weird because you never get to see any of his winners on stream. This is what they sound like. Oh, all right. Oh, thank you so much. Go watch some of the videos. It's pathetic. But are you really that, not? Do you believe everything someone tells you? Because I think you must. Because you watch stuff that the media puts out. The media is self-run. So the biggest millionaire in the world is promoting himself. And I can't believe you haven't learned that yet. They don't care about you, number one. They don't care about your fitness, your health. In fact, their goal is to make you simple, useless, and lazy. Look it up. There's so many good channels on YouTube that provide an amount of information that is credible, and you're able to fact check and back it up. Interesting fact here in Canada, and there's a lot of people all over the internet right now saying that private flights are allowed to come into Canada as often as they want right now. International private jets, private planes are allowed to fly into Canada. They are not forced to quarantine, and there's more. This is serious. They're not forced to quarantine in a hotel for 2 weeks like all Canadian citizens. It's just insane. And this isn't hearsay. I fact checked it. You can go check airports to see if there are things going on like that. You can Google private jets coming into Canada. Yes, travel is still allowed from other countries internationally. We're failing. The government of Canada is failing to protect Canadians, and it looks like foreign investors are coming into our country and just buying us up, taking our biggest corporations that we have here, whether it be energy or telecommunications industries, and they're selling them off to overseas. They're grabbing all the people that used to work in those buildings, and they're throwing them in the Philippines, they're throwing them in India, and now Canadians are going to get call center. When you call someone to say there's something wrong with your anything that you have as a service that you're provided here in Canada, you're going to be outsourced to a foreign country where their first language was never English. Now, I love all countries around the world. I love all people around the world, but I can't stand corporations, and foreign investors are pure evil. What they're doing right now is buying up every farmland in Canada. It's crazy. More hemp farms are owned by Americans than Canadians in Canada. This is a disgrace. Our governments have sold us out for the last probably 50, minimum 20 years. Harper is first to blame, and then everything else after is just a shit show. One day when I'm Prime Minister of this country, I plan on ensuring that we pay less taxes as a Canadian, that all corporations that aren't Canadian based will pay massive taxes to do business in Canada. This will ensure there's at least $5 billion every 2 years that can be funneled back to Canadians through um, rebate checks, as well as we want to get all Canadians a place to live. So if you're a homeless person, less fortunate, you don't have any food, we're going to make sure that you get some food and a roof over your head. These are my goals as I move into the future and I see the future and how bad it is right now. We need a boss to step up and really teach these so-called politicians that have only their hidden agenda in front of them. They do not care about you. Make this clear. They're selling out this country. They're selling out. Majority of countries around the world are being sold to just a handful of countries. Go look it up. I mean, you can't be that stupid. You can't be. Look at the 3 or 4 richest countries in the world and then see where they fit into your, not in your government, but into your corporate country's life. Okay? Every country is, the government manages taxes, right? Every year, corporations are supposed to pay taxes. That's not happening in Canada, and I want to get to the bottom of why. And it's time for a change. All I'm going to say is the people have spoken, time and time again. Now, I'm just reiterating what a lot of people have said in Canada. I'm not like some evangelist that's here to tell you I'm going to change the world. I'm only speaking because there's a lot of Canadians that have. Now, those Canadians, are they doing it? Do they have a large enough voice, right? And this is where we run into what's called shadow banning and things like that. And the more pressure you put on a corporation and show them that it's against the law, it's United Nations has to be informed. Every time your rights are hindered or tampered with, you get a hold of the fucking United Nations and you lodge complaints with the United Nations under human rights violations. Okay? And this is a start of them seeing that. And then you get another 50 people to do the same thing you just did. And then it turns into 500, 5,000, 50,000, 5 million. The whole country of Canada will no longer take the shit these corporations are feeding us. Period. I am of sound mind. I'm a vegan. I believe in good people. And I believe that we will win. But I believe it's going to be a decent battle. I don't mean a physical war. I'm talking about a war in, a political ring, right? I don't advocate for any type of violence at all, actually. The reason why is because these corporations are the most violent things, and you will never be able to get at the ones that run it. So in order to do any sort of, have an impact, you have to speak controlled. You have to control your what rages inside of you, that you know you're right and your voice isn't being heard, and it's been 10, 20 years now. You just gotta wait. Your time is coming to speak and have your voice heard. Pretty soon the media, do you know that the media isn't supposed to take the side of corporations or of anything, of government, of corporations? Or the media is not supposed to take the viewpoint of a corporation, of the government, of the police. They are supposed to challenge the police, the government, the corporations. They are supposed to be on our side, asking the questions that we need answers to. That is what news is supposed to be. None of that works in Canada. All these media agencies, they're called publisher platforms, because the only way I could get my business shown on the local news would be if I paid for advertising to that channel to have my video shown on evening at during the 6 o'clock news when it breaks. Most of you will never understand the difficulties that our voices face when we try to speak the truth in public. But I'm here to tell you that I'm almost there. I'm almost at the very top of where I have to be. You don't understand. I'm here, I'm making a difference, and people are learning. People are teaching their families and their friends that this is no longer, we're not going to accept it or allow it. You've been watching the greatest daily live stream in the world. Boom! Shakalaka!